When you think about technology, what comes to mind? Probably your phone, right? Or maybe your laptop. But its influence goes so much deeper than just the gadgets we use every day. There are these hidden costs, these invisible rules it's creating. So today, we're going to pull back the curtain and really look at how tech is reshaping, well, everything, from our jobs all the way to the planet itself. The main idea here, the big takeaway, is that tech is so much more than just a bunch of tools. It has this huge and often totally unseen impact on how we live, the rights we think we have, and even the health of our planet. Seriously, it's woven right into the fabric of our society now.
Okay, so if the impact is that big, where are we actually seeing it? Let's dive into some of the main areas where technology is making us face some really tough questions. And we're going to start with a big one, our basic sense of right and wrong. All right, first up, ethics. When does a useful tool cross a line and start messing with our fundamental ideas of what's right and what's wrong? And this isn't some far-off future problem. It's happening right now, especially when we talk about people's jobs and their general well-being. And look, this isn't some abstract philosophy class. We're talking about real, concrete impacts. Like, is it actually fair to replace a person with a robot? Or who takes the blame when an AI makes a huge, life-changing mistake? These are the kinds of ethical puzzles we're dealing with right now. And these dilemmas, they're popping up everywhere. Take automation. We have to seriously ask what happens to jobs. Or think about self-driving cars. The whole question of responsibility gets super complicated. If a self-driving car crashes, who's at fault? Is it the owner, the programmer, the company that made it? And this is a big one. We have to tackle fairness. We've got to make sure the tech we're building doesn't just copy and then amplify all the old biases from our past. That leads us right into the next huge topic, privacy. So much of our lives are online now. So the question is, who's watching and what are they doing with everything they see? When you really boil it down, privacy is all about control. It's your ability to decide what you share, who gets to see it, and what they're allowed to do with it. But here's the thing. In this digital world, we are absolutely losing that control. And a huge reason for that is basically the business model of the internet. We think all these apps and websites are free, right? Well, they're not. We're paying for them with our data. Every click, every like, our location, it all gets bundled up and sold to the highest bidder, usually advertisers. Just stop and think about it. That free game on your phone or that social media app you scroll through for hours, how do you think they make money? The truth is, most of the time, you are the product that's being sold. Okay, let's shift gears and talk about culture, because technology is this amazing connector, but it can also be a massive divider. It's creating this weird world where we're more connected than ever, and at the exact same time, more fragmented. Just think about how much tech has changed how we talk to each other, how we make friends, even how we learn about different cultures. But that's not the reality for everybody. There's this huge dividing line that's been drawn, and it's between the people who have access to this stuff and the people who don't. And that's the paradox, right? On the one hand, you've got these incredible global connections. We can talk to almost anyone, anywhere. But on the other hand, you have what's called the digital divide. This is a gap where people without good internet access just get left behind. They miss out on job opportunities, on education, on having a voice in this global conversation. All right, finally, let's talk about something we almost never think about when we're scrolling on our phones, the environmental cost. Our digital world feels so clean and weightless, right? But it's built on a very real, very physical foundation, and it comes with a pretty big bill for the planet. The basic idea here is simple but kind of staggering when you think about it. Every single gadget we own leaves an environmental footprint. From the second its parts are dug out of the ground to the day we toss it, it's just chugging energy and adding to this gigantic mountain of e-waste. Yeah, let that sink in for a second. Our digital world has a physical cost. Every single thing we do online, streaming a show, sending an email, saving a picture to the cloud, all of that happens inside giant physical data centers, and those places use an insane amount of energy. Let's just quickly trace the life of a gadget. It starts with mining for rare metals, which can be a really destructive process. Then you have the manufacturing, which uses a ton of energy. During its useful life, it's always plugged in, always drawing power. And then what happens at the end? It becomes e-waste, and a lot of that can leak toxic stuff right back into the environment. Okay, so let's zoom out and put it all together. As you can see, technology's impact is just everywhere. It's way more than just the devices. It's raising huge ethical questions about our jobs. It's creating complicated legal tangles. It's affecting our culture with things like the digital divide. It's challenging our idea of privacy with all the data tracking. And it has a real physical impact on our environment. Its fingerprints are on everything. So this leaves us with a really important question. Look, the tech is going to keep moving forward. That's a given. But the direction it goes in, that's not set in stone. We're the ones who get to make the choices about it. So what will you choose? Are we going to demand tech that's fair, that respects our privacy, that protects our planet? Because the kind of future we end up with, it really depends on the answers to those questions.